Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about poplars, how to plant them, how to harvest them, where to sell them, and a little bit of tips and tricks along the way. So let's get started. Okay, so the first step to poplars is planting them. So we're going to need something to plant them with, and that's found in forestry equipment. It's the tree planter. Basically, it does both of them, trees, poplars right there. So we're going to get one of these. And they need, poplar sampling pallet. We're going to go ahead and get one of those. And that's your first step to planting them. Now, let's get it loaded. We're going to back up to this planter, and we're going to attach ourselves to it. And then we're just going to back up to the pallet. Hit your load button, and then you're going to go. So, all right, we're going to fast forward. I'm going to go to the field, and we're going to show you how to plant the poplar seeds. Okay, so now I'm at my field, and we're going to start planting. So this is what you want to do. You want to lower the tree planter, and then you want to turn it on, and then drive straight. And then it's going to start planting this little row of poplars. So what I like to do is just hire a worker and just allow him to do it for you. Now, it goes without saying that if you have helper buy seeds off, you're going to have to bring your own pallets and refill it yourself. And another tip here is that this takes an extremely long time to do. I think that on a regular field of the same size, you could probably plant 2 fields before the one would get done. So what I would suggest you do is grab another tractor on the opposite side and set him up to go like that. It cuts your time literally in half. Okay, so I'm gonna let this go for a while and plant, and then I'm gonna let it grow, and then we'll be back and I'll show you how to harvest it. Okay, I had to stop real quick, and I gotta tell you, the field's planted. I'm waiting for it to grow. The field takes 2 times as long as regular fields to grow, right? That's one tip. The second tip is that weeds and fertilizer does affect the field. That's lime does as well. And one more thing I forgot to mention is that after harvesting this field, you do not need to replant it. These plants will actually regrow without the need of replanting the field. So it's a one-time thing. You set it up, you harvest it, you leave it alone, it'll grow back on its own. Okay, so I'm gonna let the time go by for 2 days, and I am gonna be back and ready for the next step in the tutorial. Okay, now the field is ready to harvest. It's fully grown, and we're gonna talk about, for you out there that do not have the Anderson DLC, we're gonna talk about the FORAGE harvesters. This is the only way to do it without the Anderson DLC. You go into the forage harvesters, and you can get any 3 of these. They will work. The only difference is if you plan on pulling the tipper behind you, a large one, you're going to need the big X, and you're going to need the big X because it has the long pipe. And if you do not have the long pipe, then the large trailer that you pull behind you is just not going to work. Also, you're going to need an attachment. Let's talk about the attachment real quick. You go into the forage harvester header, and there's only one. This guy right here. This is the 130FB. He's already on my forage harvester, so I'm going to show him. Alright, now let's get into the forage harvester. I'm going to show you the first way to do it. For those of you who do not like hiring workers, or you think they're stupid, which definitely there are some flaws when it comes to this part. You're going to lower it. First, you have to extend the pipe. I know I've already done it, but extend the pipe. Then you turn on the harvester. It's already lowered, and you go. Now, some tips real quick. Right, you can see it already pouring out through the back. As if you're too far from the tipper and you're doing it manually, it's just going to be wasted. It's just all waste right there. It's going nowhere. There's no internal storage on the forage harvester. All right, I'm going to hire a worker. I'm going to go over to my tractor and show the first way of doing it. The first traditional way of doing it, for those of you who like to do it drive yourself, right, is you go next to the forage harvester. Oh, he's glitching out because of that tipper. Let's move him forward a little bit. You're fired. All right. messed up. Am I in now? Alright, let's go straight. Can we look at the different one? And higher. There we go. He's in. Let's get out of here. It's the first way of doing it. You just drive next to a harvester and he will just pour the contents of the field into the tipper, and you're going to get wood chips. That's what these plants turn into, just wood chips. Okay, now if you're like me and you like to do a little bit of AFKing, let me get this out of the way, turn you off. What you do is you back up to, let me go over there, it's a little bit far. You go to the pin style. Remember, they have to be a pin style, not the round ones, the pin style trailers. And you just back up and you're good to go. And now you can just hire a worker, let him do his thing, and walk away. Now, if you're going to do it this way, what I suggest you do is to have a tractor or a truck on the side with another one of those tippers ready to switch them out. Now, see the funkiness that I'm talking about? A little bit of funkiness when you're hiring a worker. It's only towards the end. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to move this tipper out of the way. We're going to switch it out. And I'm going to show you the other tipper. Right? This tipper is in sugarcane technology, and you can get the most amount of wood chips in one go in this tipper. Let me show you that real quick. Sugarcane technology. And that tipper is all the way towards the back. Pin style. And then you take the forage harvester and just back it up, just like the other tipper. Remember, if you do not have the long pipe extension on the forage harvester itself, this will not work. You'll have to use the smaller one. And you go, hire the worker, let him run, right? Of course, he's going to miss something towards the end. That's perfectly normal. You just have to come by and clean up yourself later on. I'm going to let this run and fill up for the last portion of the tutorial. Next thing we're going to do is talk about the Anderson DLC and talk about the balers. Okay, so for those of you out there that has the Anderson DLC, we're going to talk about the baler that comes with that DLC. So you're going to go into baling technology. You're going to go all the way to the end, right? This is the bio baler. It's 99,000. It goes the same exact speed as the forage harvester, but it doesn't cost as much at all. Okay, I already got that one. And then you're going to need some way of transporting it. And there's only 2 ways to transport round bales right now. Of course, you can do it manually, but I don't suggest it. I suggest just grabbing up one of these. They both work the same. Let me show you the bio baler. Okay, there's a couple ways of doing this, right? You can move the baler, right, as you're driving. You can tell it. Let's make sure I'm pressing the right button, right? It can go either oh wow, it takes a while. You can go to the right. It can go to the left. If I can get it to go. Come on, come on. Oh, it takes forever. What I suggest you do is just leave it center. Unless you have crop destruction on and you're destroying your own fields, I would just leave it center. Right? And just like other balers, you have to unload this one, and you cannot hire a worker. This is all manual. So, okay, to get started, you turn it on, then you lower it, and then you just drive straight. And it's going to fill up the internal storage. Keep going, keep going. It's going to take a little bit of time. Look. And just a tip, right? Just in case you run into this problem where they didn't plant a full row, just turn it off and get going to the next spot. Remember, this is all manual. You can't hire a worker for this. You have to do it by yourself. manually. Keep going. We're only at 26, 30%. See if I can fix the baler. Go in the center. No, it's very difficult. Keep going. We are at 50%. Does take a while. And of course, if you like AFKing, this is not what you're going to want to do. But if you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to do this type of field, then this is probably the best way to go. Okay, 80%. Oops. The beep, right? As it gets full, it's gonna beep. I am realigning. We're at 87%. Beeping, 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 beeping. And there you go, 100%. You unload the baler, it's gonna pop it out through the back, like so. Then you close it, and then you continue. And that's how to harvest it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna harvest this field, and I'm gonna get that tipper over there full. I'm gonna meet you over at the sell point, and we're gonna see, what the prices are for a full load of wood chips. Okay, so give me a second and I'll meet you over there. Okay, so I totally forgot to show you how these bale collectors work. For those of you who are new, who maybe don't work with bales too much, let me just show you quickly how this works. So you're going to press B or whatever your button is to put it in the operating position, right? And then you're just going to drive alongside the bale, and it's just going to auto grab it. Boom. Put it on the trailer, and then you just do it again. And you just rinse and repeat. I'm going to grab, this is 8 bales, and I'm going to grab that tipper that's over there, and I'm going to meet you at the sawmill, and I'm going to show you what the prices are for a load like this. Okay, so give me a second, I'm going to collect these and I'll meet you over there. Okay, so now we're at the sawmill, and the price right now is $126. This is at the low end, right? You want to be somewhere around $180 when you sell, but I just want to give you like a baseline for how much a tipper would cost when you sell it, how much you would get out of it. This is a full tipper. It took pretty much the entire field that we were working on to fill this tipper. And you go towards the back of the sawmill, you go to the wood chip sell point, and just tip it over. Let's see if I did it right the first time. There we are. It's gonna take a little bit of time. It's gonna let it go. Maybe it'll go faster this way. Yeah, it's going way faster. Go, go, go. Let it sell. Okay, that was $8,428 for the entire tipper. And now I'm going to show you where to sell the bales. You sell them at the log sell point. I already have it set up here. Let's connect. We're going to go to unload the bales. Right, it's at the sell point. I think it has 2 states. So it lifts up a little bit and then it asks you to do it again. Yep, there you go. Oh, and it's a little bit broken. Oh, there you go. The invisible arm just pushed it. That was $2,026. It's not a lot, gotta say. Just in my honest opinion, it's not a lot. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, or maybe you just like watching these videos, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And have a nice day.